All right, shalom, shalom. I want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Wahar Kakadash, double honor to the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone, and enough respect to the brothers that are out there pushing and spreading the truth to the four corners of the world. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, I found this article, which is titled "Only Two Companies Control 40% of Global Commercial Seed Market." So we're just going to begin. It says the influence of small number of large corporations over the global food chain is growing, helped by burgeoning use of big data and artificial intelligence. A new researcher says that according to ETC Group, an organization dedicated to environmental justice, only two corporations now hold a 40% share of the world's commercial seed industry, down from 10 companies since 20 years ago. When you keep reading, all right, it says following the disruption brought on by the conflict in Ukraine and ongoing effect of the COVID, should not have said that word, but the ongoing effect of this word and the other word, food prices have increased significantly recently, sending the earnings of important commodity merchants and grain producers soaring. According to the most recent 141-page study from the ETC Group released on Thursday, Chinese enterprises are also rising to the fore, with revenues of slightly over 10 billion in 2020 versus Cargill 130 billion for 134 billion for Cargill. The Chinese state-owned corporation's Carrefour is now second largest agriculture commodities dealer in the world, behind only Cargill of the United States. And we're gonna go into this company, Cargill, right? Because brothers have to understand that the Most High was Jacob's trouble, the control of resources, right? The public not having access to food is part of Jacob's trouble, and this is what's going on right now. See, right now the world is distracted by the folly that's going on in this world right now, and important things like this, important things that affect their lives, they're ignorant of it. All right. So, matter of fact, I'm going to yeah, right. I'm going to this one. This is the title. This article is titled. It says "Food and Power: Addressing Monopolization in America's Food System." I had made a video on this one time, and I encourage brothers to read this thing because there's a lot of information on it. A lot of companies' names are on this, and a lot of the wicked things that they do is recorded here. And the person who put this together, he did so in hopes that he may convince people to be aware, of the wicked deeds of these elites. And so we keep going, and I know what you're gonna find out is if you keep digging, what you're gonna find out is ultimately what owned by the banking families. All right, so we're gonna scroll through it and find the name, buyer. These wicked ass people, man. These people were, I mean, yeah, they were wicked. They were wicked. But let's jump down to what's important, which is Cargill. But before we do that, we're gonna go into Degree and Company because what it says, right? Cargill CEO appointed to Degree board. It says Salaki, I hope the sound is better now. It says Degree and Company has elected Cargill CEO Gregory R. Page to its board of directors. Cargill is an international producer and marketer of food, agriculture, and financial and industrial products and services. All right, so just so you know, these guys are linked together. I'm just gonna keep reading. And bros, forgive me. It's gonna be a lot of reading like this, but bros, forgive me for that. But we're just gonna power through it and bring out the truth. So it says one of the major players, which is a company called Degree and Company. It says more commonly known as John Degree. This Moline, Illinois-based corporation produces 32% of all agriculture and construction related machinery and maintains a monopoly over its equipment repair. Now this right here is linking into this right here, which is farming equipment. And it basically goes into how these farmers, whenever they buy like something like a tractor, they are forbidden to work on their tractor. They are forbidden to fix the tractor. They are forbidden to juice up, to customize it so that the tractor works at its peak of maximum efficiency, right? Because these men in power, they have pushed it, they have made the law into where when a farmer buys equipment to farm, he doesn't really own the equipment. He buys the right to use the equipment. So we're just gonna get into it. It says today, two corporations manufacture nearly half of all tractors and other essential farm machinery in the United States. As farm equipment makers have grown more consolidated, they have found novel ways to extract additional wealth from farmers, including by exploiting copyright law to forbid farmers from editing tractor software, which increasingly touches every aspect of modern farm equipment. In many cases, farmers can't change engine settings, can't retrofit old equipment with new features, and they can't modify their tractors to meet new environmental standards without going through the manufacturer. These devils, man. A man works hard and buys something from you, and this is how you're using him. You know, it belongs to him. He bought it from you. You took his money. And it's his property, and he can use it however he wants it to use. But these men are so greedy and they're so wicked that they want to squeeze everything from you. You know, to where if it breaks down, you have to pay them to come and fix it. You know, here it is. They've made it to where you don't want the equipment, but when the equipment breaks, right? You only pay for the right to use the equipment, but when the equipment breaks, you have to pay them to fix it. This not only increases farmers' cost, but also wastes critical time while farmers wait for repairs to be completed. Equipment repair is an important revenue stream for large manufacturers. They have spent millions lobbying against state levels' right to repair initiative in order to preserve this monopoly. So we're just going to go on, and this company is one of them. All right. It says in 2018, John Degree posted 37.4 billion in revenue in annual revenue. John Degree has Deree has vigorously opposed right to repair effort in a number of states, going as far as to argue that farmers don't in fact own the equipment they purchase, but they rather receive license to operate the vehicle to maintain their monopoly on the repair market. John Deree spent 1.6 million on federal lobbying in 2018. Right, so they are wicked men, man. You know, the scripture says money is a defense, and these men use it. They. But let's go into the topic of it. So ultimately, these are the wicked ones. All right. It says just four. Well, ultimately, it's the banking families. But let's keep going. It says just four corporations: Cargill, Archer, Daniels, Midland, Bungie, and Lewis Dreyfus control close to 90% of global grain trading businesses. Vertical integration is common, with farmers relying on the same corporation to increase seeds and input, process raw materials, and manufacture products like animal feed and corn syrup. Environmental and human rights groups frequently criticize these corporations for failing to crack down on deforestation and the enslavement in supply chain, especially for controversial commodities such as soy, palm oil, and cocoa. Let me jump down. See, see, right. Um, okay, so I read the wrong part. That's why I was kind of confused. But it says the main point says Cargill, based in Minnetonka, it's like yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that name, Minnesota. Cargill is the largest privately held company in the United States with a revenue of nearly 115 billion as of 2018. It says middleman to the world. Cargill is known as the world's biggest food trading firm. Its food processing and shipping network spans 70 countries, with a charter of 300 cargo ships handling roughly 180 billion tons of cargo every year. It is also a leading producer of animal feed, corn derivatives, ethanol, vegetable oils, and meat. As CEO David McLennan said upon the recent acquisition of Cedar Rapids based animal feed producer, we're always in acquisition mode. There's never a year in Cargill which we don't have an acquisition. Cargill spent 1.2 million on federal lobbying in 2018. So these men are making moves out here. Brothers, a lot of people in this world are distracted. They're looking at what rappers are doing. Things that are not essential for the soul, things that are not even essential for the carnal mind. But that's what our people want to get that's what our people want to get hung on. Jacob's trouble is creeping up, you know, and then like Yahushua said it best, man. Watch, man, so that that day does not creep up on you. See, it says as reported by the Guardian, Jim Thomas of ETC Grouping. I'm scrolling. That's the first line. Jim Thomas of the ETC Group expressed alarm about the growing market domination of a new business, particularly in light of the rising cost of food, the escalating climate problem, and the threat of biodiversity. Incorporating AI, robot drones, blockchains, and commercial food industry has undergone a significant digital reorganization, he claimed. The adoption of such technology, according to food producers, result in considerably more efficiency, allow them to use less precious resources like fertilizer and pesticides while streamlining. Okay, just keep going and yeah, man. Um, it's real out here, all I can say is what keep watch. Like we Revelations the first chapter, it says, "Blessed is he that that keepeth these words." Because it's a book. It's an eschatological book. You know, and then it warns us of the things that are the times that are ahead of us, the perilous times that are ahead of us. And the man that watches, let me bring that, is a man that's able to keep his own soul, because then now you're warned, and now you're mindful as to what it is that you have to do to escape it. You know, um, look here. Let me see. Just gonna hit it with this, and then it's pretty much all right. So Habakkuk chapter 2, start from verse 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon a tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision, and make it plain upon the table, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, the vision, man. You know, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, right? Because as of right now, the hard part of it, let me right. As of right now, the hard part of it, people have not experienced it yet. People have not experienced the might of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, so they have become complacent, you know. But if they were diligent and they watched, as I'm sure brothers that are watching this video do, they would understand that this is not a time to be lacking up, man. This is not a time to be, to be screwing around. And that the Most High is not, he's not a God that does neither good nor bad. He's a Most High that acts. He's a God that acts. He's real. You know, he has intentions, and those intentions are what are what are plain in front of us. Those intentions are manifesting. So with that, I hope edification goes out to the brothers that are listening. I would say Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shabrak Thumb. To the few Akwaf, to the hosts listening, and to his sincerity. I also want to say Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shabrak Thumb. May the blessing of Lexi be upon all our houses.